You're listening to the Kick-Ass Fantasy Football Show with your hosts, the Fantasy Insider, Matt Brick, the Commish, Henry Brick, and the Doctor, Jeff Hathcott. Welcome in, everyone. You are listening to the Kick-Ass Fantasy Football Show. I am Matt Brick, your host, and I'm joined with Henry Brick, the Commish. How are you feeling tonight?
Man, I feel great, Matt. A lot of great football this past weekend. We had Thanksgiving football, which is always great. Boy, I missed the doctor. I know he had his son Cooper. We wish him the very best, but man, we miss him on the show. That's for sure. So, Jeff, hope everything's going great, buddy.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's get right into the news. Thankfully, there wasn't as many injuries as previous weeks, but here we go. Marvin Harrison Jr. left the game with a heel injury. Parker Washington left the game with a hip injury. Justin Herbert broke a bone in his left hand. He got surgery for it. We will see what happens to him there. Dante Thornton Jr. was ruled out with a concussion. Aaron Jones will need further evaluation with the shoulder injury. And one of the biggest ones, Amon-Ra St. Brown, is considered week to week with a low ankle sprain. Kyron Williams also suffered an ankle injury but was able to come back into the game. This week, there are 4 teams on a bye. This is the last bye week of the NFL season. Panthers,
Thank God.
Patriots, Giants, and the 49ers are on byes this week. So if you have guys on those teams, you're not going to want to play them. They are not playing this week. All right, let's get into it. We'll start with our stardoms. I'll start it off. This week, I have Jared Goff on Thursday Night Football. He's home in the Dome against the Dallas Cowboys, who have allowed 345 fantasy points to quarterbacks this season, which is the worst in the league. I think this game will be a shootout and a lot of points scored. The current over-under for this game is 54.5.
Wow.
Go and bet this game. There's going to be a lot of points scored. I'm really excited for this Thursday. I'm actually excited for this Thursday Night Football game. I'm usually not, but this one's going to be a good one. Next, I have Jordan Mason against the Washington Potatoes. With Aaron Jones hurt, Jordan Mason could have the start this week. It is a great matchup either way. And since the quarterback play has been completely abysmal on the Vikings, I expect the team to run the ball against the terrible run defense that Washington has.
Yeah.
They have allowed 234 fantasy points to running backs, which is 28th in the league. Whoever gets the start should have a decent game, but my guess as of right now, it would be Jordan Mason because of Aaron Jones' shoulder injury. Next, we have Christian Watson against the Chicago Bears. Although my Birds weren't able to win on Black Friday, A.J. Brown had himself a day. So I believe Christian Watson will follow suit. The Bears have allowed 274 fantasy points to wide receivers, which is 29th in the league. And I think we all can agree that Christian Watson is Jordan Love's favorite target there. So I love Christian Watson this week. And finally, I have Quinshon Judkins. He goes up against the Titans, who have allowed 233 fantasy points to running backs, which is 27th in the league. I expect Judkins to have a day for himself. So, Kamish, what do you have for us?
Man, that's great stuff as always, Mr. Fantasy Insider. I got Jacoby Brissett. He goes up against the Rams, who give up 311 passing yards a game. Cards will be playing from behind because of the Rams' potent offense. Let's face it. I see this guy, I don't know, 40, 45 attempts. You know, he has the record for most attempts in a game already this year. And dare I say he matches it. It's crazy. So with that kind of those kind of attempts, he's going to put up some big yards, and the Rams will force that because of their opponent offense. I love R.J. Harvey this week going up against the Raiders. Raiders can and will be run on. This game, uh, The Raiders actually they give up an average of 110 rushing yards a game on the ground. I can see him getting in the end zone not once but twice. Love him this week. Um, this next game, I got two guys. They're going up against the Colts. I got Jacoby Myers. He's coming off a six catch, 90-yard game versus the Titans, but the Colts give up the ninth most fantasy points to the wide receiver. And it doesn't also hurt that BTJ, Brian Thomas Jr., is playing right now, right? He gets all the attention. Jacoby Myers, who is an absolute stud, I think gets it done in a big way versus the Colts this week. And sticking with that game, like I said, I got a tight end for you, Brendan Strange, right? He is a top five tight end, and he picked up right where he left off coming off of injury. Let's see, he has put up double digit points the last 2 weeks, right? 10 plus fantasy points in four of his last five games. And the Colts allow the second most fantasy points to the tight end. So he's a great start this week, not only in daily to help you get to the playoffs, which we'll start the following week, but I think he's a great DFS play for sure.
All right, let's go right into our sit-em segment. This week, I have to sit Patrick Mahomes. He goes up against the best defense in the league, the Houston Texans. Houston has allowed 157 fantasy points to quarterbacks, which is still number one in the league. This is going to be a bad fantasy day for Patrick Mahomes on Sunday Night Football. I just think there are better options out there. Next, I have Javonte Williams on Thursday Night Football. They play against the Lions. Detroit has allowed 135 fantasy points to running backs, which is the second best in the league. Javonte Williams will have a tough game, and I think he'll have a tough time trying to get the running game going. So I think it's best you sit him. Next, I'm sitting A.J. Brown against the Chargers on Monday Night Football. I think the Eagles are going to try to run the ball more, but more importantly, I think A.J. Brown has a tough matchup this week. He may not be getting the targets like he has been getting. The Chargers defense has allowed 161 fantasy points to wide receivers, which is the best. Which is the best in the league. I think AJ Brown could have a bad fantasy game, so I'm thinking about benching him here. Lastly, I have Mike Gesicki, the tight end for the Bengals, as a sit for me this week. He goes up against the Bills, who are the number one team against the tight end in fantasy points. So don't expect Mike Gesicki to do well this game. So get a different flex option or a tight end. So there you go, Kamish.
Well, I think the good news that you bring up about AJ Brown, when he doesn't have a good fantasy game, the Eagles win. So maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I hope they win. My big sit of the week at quarterback, got to go Baker Mayfield. I know he plays the Saints, and you may be shaking your head right now, but hear me out. He has failed to score 15 fantasy points in three of his last five starts. And I attribute a lot of this to injury, right? You saw him in a sling before this game this past weekend. I just think he's got a lot going on. He's got to heal up, and um, Bucky Irving's back. They're going to run the ball, so I hopefully he can find a better option at the quarterback position this week. I'm just not liking that 15 points. It's not going to get me to a playoff. Well, you know what I mean, into the playoffs. Yeah, a lot of us need to win this week to make the playoffs next week. So that's kind of like where my focus is this week. And running back, I'm sitting David Montgomery versus Dallas. He's had fewer than 10 carries the last three games. Cowboys give up the second fewest fantasy points to the running back the last 3 weeks, anyway. Um, he's just isn't getting the ball, and he's very touchdown dependent. Obviously, Gibbs, who's an absolute stud, is just eating into a lot of his time. So, again, you may have to start him, but hopefully, you can find something better that puts you in a better position to win, right? It's all about getting the win this week to help you get into the playoffs next week. Wide receiver, man, I'm going DK Metcalf versus the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore has only allowed 185 passing yards a week over the last 3 weeks. And they've only surrendered 2 touchdowns to wide receivers over the last 4 weeks. So, I don't know. I'm not this Aaron Rodgers Metcalf thing, man. Rodgers, it's time to I think it's time to hang him up. DK, who is a stud player, I don't think really has shown me as much as I really wanted to see with the Steelers, but I think a lot of that is sadly the quarterback play, not Metcalf. So hopefully, again, there's actually a lot more options out there that I think will do way better than Metcalf this week. So just something to keep in mind. I'll get to that a little later in the show. And finally, I'm going tight end. Rondé Gadsden. He goes up against my beloved Birds. Guess what? Birds have only given up 9 fantasy points or less to the tight end position this season. Okay, so I think Gadsden has to be a sit. And we also don't know if Herbert's going to play. He just had the surgery on the non-throwing hand, and I think that'll play a big part too with a demise of Gadsden. So that's a big sit for me. Matt, what do you got going on?
All right. Let's go into the world famous Dude I'm Sorry segment. But before that, you are listening to us on Cruiser 92.1 WVLT Vineland, and you're listening to us live here on YouTube. All right. For my Dude I'm Sorry segment, last week I told you to start Travis Etienne, who had 28 rushing yards and 5.6 fantasy points. I also told you to start Khalil Shakir, who had 1 catch for 5 yards. And for that, dude, I'm so terribly sorry. But I did tell you to sit Tyrone Tracy, who got hurt, and Colston Loveland, who had 5.8 fantasy points. For that, you are welcome. Kamish, what do you got?
Well, Matt, last week I touted my big sleeper pick of the week, Darren Waller. Unfortunately, he was just asleep. Just 2 catches, 47 yards. But man, for that dude, I am sorry. However, I did tell you to start Bo Nix. I was very high on Bo Nix last week. He put up 321 yards passing. He had 16 yards rushing. He had a touchdown, right? So hopefully you listen to me there. I also was very big on you talked about him already today. Last week I told you Christian Watson. Make sure you get him in your lineup. 4 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. He is the deep threat that Love likes to get the ball to. So hopefully you listen to me and helped you get a win. I know it helped me in several of my leagues.
All right, let's go into our DFS lineups of the week. Kamish, why don't you start us off?
All right, let me just pull it up here real quick. It'll take me a quick second here. All right, here we go. I have a nice stack play this week on DraftKings. Okay, I'll give you the stack right away. It's Dak Prescott and George Pickens. Dak Prescott's only 6,300. It's a Thursday night game. Yes, it's at Detroit, but Detroit's pass defense is terrible, right? So 6,300 is an absolute steal. It allows you to pay up for some other guys. JC3 is one of those guys, 7,800. He's at home against Cincinnati, a terrible defense. JC3 is going to get it done because obviously something's going on with Josh Allen for fantasy. He's just not getting it done. It's terrible to see, but JC3 is absolutely on fire, and I think he gets it done in a big way, over 20 fantasy points for sure there. RJ Harvey, I already talked about him earlier as a must start. 5,700. I think he's mispriced here, going up against the Raiders. I mean, yeah, I get it, they're on the road, but it's a short trip from Denver to Nevada there or Las Vegas, and 5,700, absolute steal there. I also talked about him earlier, Jacoby Myers for Jacksonville, 5,700. Again, with Brian Thomas Jr. there, Myers is open all the time, right? They're going up against the Colts, give up the 9th most fantasy points to the wide receiver. I already mentioned George Pickens at the top of the show. He's only 7,400 at Detroit. George Pickens, man, he's looking to get paid, so he wants to keep on putting those big old numbers up. So make sure you have him in your lineup as that stack I told you about. And I'm sticking with him. I had him last week, again this week. Uh, uh, Jamison Williams, right? On the other side of the ball. Dallas will be on or Detroit will be at home where, they're very comfortable playing at home. And I think at 5,800, I think that's a great deal at the wide receiver position. Tight end, I'm sticking with Brendan Strange, 3,900. Again, Colts very susceptible against the tight end, and I think the two targets in this game will be Jacoby Myers and Brendan Strange. So, great pickups for DFS. And then my flex, Matt, you will like this one. Adnan Mitchell. Okay, he is at home against the Dolphins. He's only 4,600. Adnan Mitchell, I think he put up like 25 fantasy points last week. I think he's absolutely mispriced. And at 4,600, he has to be your flex this week for sure, right? And because of all the money I spent all over with my players, I put the lowly Commanders as my defense, 2,800. But listen, they're playing Minnesota, and it doesn't matter who the quarterback is; they're going to throw a pick or two for sure, right? So that's what I got. But
But listen,
listen, as
as good.
good as I think I'm doing, you're crushing it every week, Matt. So tell the folks what you got.
All right. This week, I kind of similarly did what you did. I did a stack as well. I have Jared Goff at Dallas on this Thursday night football game. It's going to be a shootout for sure. Both defenses are not good. I think that it's going to be a lot of points scored. I mean, I'm not shocked that 54.5 is what we're talking about here. I love that Goff's at home. That's when he plays best. So I have Goff at 5,800. My running back, I have Quinshon Judkins, who I talked about earlier, at 6,400 against the Titans. And I have Jordan Mason, who I talked about earlier, at 5,800 versus the Commanders. Obviously, if Mason doesn't play, I would take him out. But I think 5,800 for Mason, who I do think is going to get the start as of right now, is a great price. So next, I have my wide receivers. I have Chris Olave at 6,500 against the Bucks. I just think that's just a good play there. I think he could have a good game, so I like that. Next, I have Christian Watson at 5,200 against the Bears. I think 5,200 is an excellent price for Watson, who will get targets. So, and I'm not afraid of this Bears defense. I mean, as much as they did beat the Eagles, I do think they haven't played the Packers yet, and
Right.
this is in Lambeau Field, so I think the Packers are going to really.
Bears got a tough schedule coming up.
Yeah, they do, and I think that.
Eagles got to get it together.
Well, yeah, but that's besides the point. My point is, I just think that they. I think the Packers are just gonna. Uh, I don't know what the score of that game is going to be, but I think the Packers are just going to do a lot better than what the Eagles did on Black Friday, because the Packers have a defense.
And good coaching.
All right. Next, I have Zay Flowers at 6,100 versus the Steelers. That's just another matchup I think I like. I know it's divisional. It is at home for the Ravens, so I like that. For tight end, I have Tyler Warren at 5,000 against the Jags. I think that's just another good matchup there, and a great value for Warren. And here's my stack. I have Jameson Williams as well, but I have him in the flex at 5,800 against Dallas. And I have the Packers defense at 3,100 against the Bears. I think that's a great price at 3,100. I do think the Packers they are a great defense, and I think that they're going to show the Bears that they're probably not going to be the ones winning this division. So yeah, that's what I got for this week's lineup. All right, why don't we go into our sleepers / long shots? What do you got?
Well, I'm going to the game of the Dolphins versus the Jets. I'm going Raheem Mostert for a deep sleeper. Listen, here's the deal. The Jets will be run on, right? A chain is the starter. No issues with the chain. But here's the thing. A chain's can run and run and run and run. He's got to get a break. I think they're going to be up in this game big. And guess what happens? Mostert comes in. He's actually starting to get a little more carries every week. And I think they want to make sure a chain doesn't get hurt. They'll get into the lead. I think they pull a chain, and I think a lot of garbage time while they're up. Mostert, and I guess what? I think he scores this week, Matt. So that's my sleeper play of the week.
All right. This week, my sleeper is Isaac Tesla, the rookie wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. Monroe St. Brown is hurt. They're saying this could be a week-to-week deal. This could be more than a couple of weeks. This could be the rest of the year. Who knows? I hope he's okay. Of course, this happens right before the fantasy playoffs for all Monroe St. Brown owners. So I feel bad for you if you own him. I don't have any stake of him. I don't think in any of my leagues, but it's brutal. It's really brutal for that to happen. But with that injury, you have Isaac Tesla to come in and do something. Obviously, Khalif Raymond could too, I guess, but I feel like Tesla has kind of proven himself so far as a rookie, and I think he can get some production from Goff on Thursday. So that's my guy. All right, it's time
I
for
think that's a great sleeper, Tesla.
yeah, it's a good one. It's a good
I
one.
like that.
You just
I
never
was
know.
offered him in a trade, man, like 3 weeks ago, and I was like,
Hmm.
I'm on Rod, J-Mo.
Yeah,
I
no,
probably
now
should
how
have
you
taken
feeling?
I probably should have taken it.
Now you
Yeah,
should have made the joke. Well,
yeah,
but
yeah.
how are you gonna predict
How
an
you gonna
injury
know?
like
Yeah,
that? Freak
yeah,
injury.
yeah. Right, right.
All right, it is officially waiver wire Tuesday,
Big
and
night, big night.
you
This is
know,
the night you
this,
got to make the right waiver wire claims to make sure your
that's right.
team is going to get a win.
Yeah, that's for
Big night.
sure. That's
Yep.
for sure. I'll start it off. Why not?
All right.
This week I have Kyle Monangai. I mean, you kind of have to try to go get him, right? I mean, I don't know. I probably should have looked up their availability, but I mean, yeah, like him and Swift both just completely decimated the Eagles' defensive line. I mean, that offensive line really overcame our defensive line, which caused
Yeah.
the rushing to be so um, astronomical.
Right.
So, I mean, you have to if just go check that if Monangai is available, um, and make sure he's rostered. If he's out there, you got to go get him. He's a guy you're going to want in the playoffs, I think for sure. So there's that. I have Chris Godwin as well. I mean, he is kind of back as much as I mean, he did drop that touchdown in the end
Yeah.
zone, but he's getting the targets like he used to, and he is making plays. So he should be on. He should be rostered as well. And Jordan Mason, hey, I mean, I think he was dropped a good amount once Aaron Jones came back, so he's probably the guy that's probably the most out there. And with Aaron Jones, hurt, I really do think Jordan Mason might end up being the guy this week. We'll see. I could be completely wrong, but I think Mason could be a good pickup this week. And two defenses for my streamers out there. I have the Browns defense. They play the Titans this week, and the Bucks defense who play the Saints. Those defenses should probably. I mean, Browns probably tougher to get. Bucks you might be able to get. Um, but yeah, the two teams playing not so great offenses
Right.
to help you with your defense. So, what do you got, Kamish?
All right. I got some really big names here. Big names. So pay close attention. These names will help you get to a playoff win. I promise you. Devon Vele. Is it Devin Vele? Devon? Whatever. Vele, wide receiver for the Saints. Last 2 weeks, here's his stats. 11 catches for a buck 30 and a touchdown. Okay. He's averaging about 15 points a game. And remember, the Saints traded for this guy. I think right now the offense is really kicking in for him. Him and Sugar seem to be on the same page with things. And guess what? He goes up against Tampa Bay. who allowed the fourth most fantasy points to the wide receiver in the last 4 weeks. So I think you got to go Vele here. I think that's a great, great pickup. Listen, if you're on the bubble, whether you need to win to get in or not, press hard on the fab budget and get this guy. All right. I talked about Adnan Mitchell, and he's a name I probably could add here too, but also John Mechie for the Jets. He has a 97% snap share, and he's getting about 8 targets a game. Tough matchup last week, but with the targets, he should get you double-digit fantasy points. If you need a wide receiver, right? So Mechie, man, he looks pretty good out there for sure. Another guy, I think me and you were watching that Rams game, Matt. Blake Corum, man, this guy's on fire. Look, I mean, he got some more snaps with Kyron Williams was out for a little bit with a little bit of an ankle situation. He did come back in the game, but man, Corum is like one Kyron Williams injury away from being a stud to have on your team. I mean, he looks awesome. I mean, it seemed like they don't miss a beat when Williams is out and Corum's in. That's kind of what I'm saying. Um, Mike Evans is actually has a good chance of coming back to play weeks 15 through 17. So if he was dropped, make sure you go get him because here are his matchups: Atlanta, Carolina, and Miami. So you want a stud wide receiver with awesome matchups during the playoffs and the championship game, it's Mike Evans. If he was dropped, a lot of guys I'm sure put him on IR, but man, if for some reason he was let go get him because I would get him if you already know you made the playoffs and you just want to bolster that team up for the championship run, right? I have a couple bonus names in here. One is Tesla, which Matt already mentioned. Obviously, if Amon Ra is out, Tesla's a guy you want to pick up. And here's another name. You gotta watch the injury report on this one. We were watching Tyrone Tracy got carted off the field the other day. I think it was a hip situation. So if he's out, which I don't know that he is, I think I might have heard that there was good news, wasn't anything major. But if for some reason he doesn't play, Devin Singletary is an absolute pickup because they don't have any other running back at this point, and he's actually doing a really good job in there. Matter of fact, I believe he scored this past week, right? So that's what I got, man. I think these are some really strong names that you need to be looking hard at when you're picking up your players tonight for the drop ads for the big waiver wire push, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw in there. I liked everyone that you said. That's very good research there. But with the John Mechie one, Garrett Wilson's probably coming back sooner or later. So I can see Mechie's production lower if that. I mean, because I'm pretty sure I want to say I don't know if it's this week or the week after, but Wilson should be back soon. And I mean, Adonai Mitchell has been balling, so I don't.
Right.
I mean, you never know, but
Yeah, I mean you gotta watch the injury report. Right. If you
yeah,
see that Wilson's
absolutely,
coming
absolutely.
back, maybe Mechie isn't such a great pickup, but
Hmm.
I haven't heard that he is coming back. But again, injury report isn't going to be out till you probably see something tomorrow.
Hmm.
Early report anyway.
Right. Yeah. Yep. All right. Uh, let's go into buy low, sell high. I mean, at this point in the season, uh, your trade deadline's probably done, but for those out there, if you're still able to trade, this segment's for you. What do you got, Ganesh?
Hey, I'm in a 32 man big boy league,
No one,
which is
no. Let me tell you
total.
something. No one else out there is in that.
Listen,
So
listen. I'll
I'm going
play
to
it
say
again anyway.
0%
By the
of
way, I'm the number one seed, which is crazy, right?
it's unheard of.
You can only pick up
It's
like
32
8 or 9
teams.
guys. You're only allowed to carry one quarterback. It's and one quarterback and one defense. Everybody else you can have doubles of it in there. But man, that league you can still trade because of what it is, which is totally crazy, right? But my buy low guy for the week, we were just talking about him, is Kyron Williams. He's coming off that ankle injury. So if there's any shot of getting him, now would be the time to get him because he did come back in the game and he is still a pretty big stud there. The other guy I really like to buy low on is T. Higgins. You know, he didn't play last week. He's concussion. We got to make sure he's going to be back this week. It's not, you know, for sure that he will be, but I know he's going to want to get back on the field because Burrow is playing again, and all he wants to do is go out there and light him up. So that's a guy I would definitely want to buy low on. My sell high guy, man, it's going to have to be DeAndre Swift. He's splitting time with Monangai, and like I mentioned earlier, the Bears have a little bit of a tough schedule coming up, so I don't think it's going to be very favorable to the running back position, if you know what I mean. And the other guy I have on a sell high is Kamani Vidal, which I think I had him on here last week or the week before, but Hampton is going to come back. Even if he comes back this week, Vidal's still going to get time because they're going to probably, you know, put him on a snap count, ramp him kind of back up. But Vidal just had another great game. So if you try to getting something for him, now's the time. You're probably not going to get a good running back for him, but you might be able to go get a good tight end, a Bretton Strange. You know what I mean? You might be able to go get a decent WR2 or WR3 for your team to help you get to that playoff championship run, right? So that's what I got, man. What do you got?
All right. I looked at tight ends. I only really threw one out there. Well, really two, but go buy Tyler Warren if you can. He's one of the best playoff schedules between week 15 and 17. And as much as the Colts lost, who did they play? I don't remember.
I could tell you.
They lost
I got
to
the schedule. Texans.
Right, but it was after that.
No, last week they played the Texans.
No, I think it was
20-16.
Is that right? That can't
that's
be
what
right.
they just played.
I don't think
I'm looking at it.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100%.
I don't know. I don't think that's right. Didn't they play the Chiefs though? And they at one point, I don't remember.
The Chiefs played.
No, Colts won. The Colts.
No, Colts lost against the Texans. Chiefs lost against the Cowboys. 31-28. Remember that was on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Right.
Didn't they just play someone else?
No, it was the Texans. Before that, the Colts played the Chiefs. Oh, yeah. Before that, they played the Chiefs and they lost. Yeah.
Yeah, so they did play the Chiefs. Oh, no, right. Okay, so it was the Texans. Wow, maybe I'm just... Who was I thinking of?
Listen, you're still on the tryptophan from Thanksgiving. It's okay.
I guess so. What was the... Who did the Texans play?
I just told you, the Colts.
They played the Colts this past week? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. They played on Sunday. They lost. The Texans beat them 20-16.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember Stroud came back?
All right. All right. Yeah. Never mind. I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of something completely different. All right. There you go. Yeah, even though because the Colts lost that game, right? They lost. Right. They lost
20-16.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I was thinking of the Bills when they played the Texans. So way off.
Bills, on that. Man. Bills, I don't know what's going on. They have no defense at all.
No, they don't. But they have.
They managed to beat the Steelers, which is amazing.
So I have buy low for Tyler Warren if you actually can trade. He has a great schedule. Even though the Colts just lost, I think they who do they play next week? They play the Jags, Seahawks, Niners, Jags, Texans.
Yeah.
So Seahawks, Niners, Jags as there. But that's good for the tight end. That's great for the tight end. So that's good for Tyler Warren. My sell high is, as crazy as this sounds, he's my boy Brock Bowers. He has the worst playoff schedule for the tight end. Now you can argue, but he's probably their best guy on the Raiders. I agree. I would say he is the best guy offensively on the Raiders.
Yeah, on the worst team.
On the worst team, and he will get thrown the ball, but it's like when it's not going to be easy when he's playing the toughest teams against the tight end. So I would rather have the guy that has the good matchups and will probably get more targets and more opportunities to score than Brock Bowers, who maybe gets 3 or 4 catches for 40 yards, and then
Right.
because you want to score points in the playoffs, you want to win, and you don't want to lose by a couple points. So that's my buy low sell high. All right. I'll pull up some. Who should I start on my phone here?
While you're doing that, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our Colorado cousin Kyle, living out there in Kennett Square. Hope you're having a great night. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and go Birds.
All right. Okay, here we go. Who would you start, Darren Waller or Brenton Strange?
Brenton Strange all day. Top 5 guy. I've been talking about him all show. Darren Waller's about 87. I think he has a walker now. Listen, Darren Waller's actually pretty good, okay, for his age.
You're the one that said that was your sleeper last week, right? Yeah.
That was right. He fell asleep. As I said, he fell asleep. 2 for 47. Where you go, Darren? Seriously. So, listen, Darren Waller's playing the Jets. He's got a great matchup, but guess what? Brendan Strange is absolutely he's going to be either the one or the 2 target. It's going to be between him and Jacoby Myers, right? BTJ is going to be double teamed all game. So, I think it's Brendan Strange. That's a slam dunk right there. Yeah.
Okay. You loved Jacoby Myers this week. Would you start him or Christian Watson?
Oh, wow. Christian Watson is a deep threat. He's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
And he's playing the Bears. And he's home. I'm going to go Christian Watson. I think Christian Watson is going to I think he gets a deep touchdown pass for sure. I don't know. It's pretty close.
It is pretty close. You're probably talking about 0.5 points apart.
Yeah, really. I think you flip a coin on that
for
one.
Me, I think it's Watson. I think it's Watson.
Yeah, I'd probably lean Watson, yeah.
But I think that's a good situation to be in. If you're
if you're between those 2 guys. Yeah.
You're in good shape. Okay, look at this one.
People that have Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm just thinking about this. It's like they're probably going to need to pick up somebody.
Isaac Tesla.
So hopefully they paid attention to some of the guys we had that should help and will help for sure this week, right?
Speaking of Isaac Tesla, who are you starting, Isaac Tesla or Adonai Mitchell?
Oh man. Well, again, I'm going to look at the Wilson report. If Wilson's back, then I obviously wouldn't start Adonai Mitchell. But if not, otherwise I'd start Mitchell. I like him.
That's interesting because I feel like having Wilson back would probably help Adonai Mitchell.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it helps. I don't think it helps John Mechie. I think
to me it's like the Mason when he's back, it'll be like Mason Taylor, Breece Hall, and Wilson because they're going to want to feed him the ball. That's my thoughts on it. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, I probably that one's close. I don't know. It depends on Wilson's status. All right. What about? Let's do Kyle Monangai or Devin Neal.
Wow, you got to go Monangai, don't you?
Yeah.
Devin Neal is a big.
Devin Neal is a big disappointment this past week.
Big disappointment, man. But the thing is that I don't think it's his fault. I think the kid's extremely talented. He was awesome in college. The thing is, they don't trust him. The coaching staff doesn't trust him. Like, it's 3rd and 2. and they're passing the ball. Like they're not giving him a
Yeah, but
shot
they're also
to get
down a
that first
lot.
one.
They're not a good
Well, I get it,
team.
but I'm looking at 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. You run
No,
and you
you're
get
not.
the
You're not
first.
wrong about that. You're not
You know
wrong
what I
about
mean?
that.
So if your coach don't trust you, how can I trust him as a fantasy owner?
Right.
That's how I'm looking at
Right.
that. But once they do trust him and he starts getting it done and improving himself, I think Devin Neal could be something has big potential to do some big things.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
not this week. The week that is going to help me get into the playoffs.
All right, this is a good one. This one's a flex question. Who would you start, Chris Rodriguez or Isaac Tesla?
Wow. I'll tell you what, Chris Rodriguez really impressed me last week. Obviously, they're still splitting the carries up, but man, he is an every down back. Like this Bill Krosky Mara, I'm totally out on him. I think he stinks. He's a jag. He's just a guy. I
You
think
understand he was an undrafted free agent, right?
but again, and there's a
I
reason
want to
for
make
that because he
I'm
stinks.
pretty sure
Okay,
that's right.
he's not a guy that. Oh my God, I got it. No, he's terrible. Okay, I like. Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
go
no,
with
I'm wrong. He
Rodriguez.
was in the 7th round. He got drafted. My
Oh yeah,
bad.
7th round. Yeah,
My bad.
there's a reason for that, right? Hey, play on our kicking team.
I thought he was. I thought he was undrafted.
Right.
All right. What about this?
Understandably.
He's. Hey, I mean, you can't deny that he has talent. Like he
Right.
he did have some production in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
He,
Yeah.
I mean, for a 7th rounder to be, the guy. I mean, because they lost Austin Eckler, they lost Brian Robinson. Never should have traded him. I think they realize that
Right.
now.
Right. Never should have got rid of him.
Whatever. All right.
Yeah.
What about this one? This one's interesting. Kyle Pitts or Dalton Kincaid?
Wow. The thing is with Kincaid, he's like getting hurt all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Who the Bills
Kyle
playing this week?
Pitts. Yikes.
Bills are playing the Bengals. They
Right. Who
stink.
are terrible against the tight end.
And Atlanta's playing Seattle. So I'd probably go Kincaid here. As long as he's
Playing.
healthy. Again, I think you really gotta monitor that injury report on that one. I actually have him in one of my leagues that I need to win. I won last week to get into the number 1 position in my division, which guarantees me a playoff spot. However, I'm playing another divisional game this week, so I really got to win again this week. And the guy I just beat has to lose, so that I'm guaranteed it. So I have Kincaid, so I'm actually between him and you know what? I have Brenton Strange. Yeah, I'm going Strange. Strange all day over Kincaid in that league. I'm talking about in that league.
I was talking about Kyle Pitts, not.
No, I know Kyle Pitts. I would go. I would go Kincaid over Pitts.
Okay.
Because he has the better matchup.
All right, this one's interesting. Bashal Tootin or Tony Pollard?
Oh man, the old guy versus the young guy. Man, so Tootin's playing. Yeah, I mean he's playing the Colts. He's home, and Pollard is about I don't know. He's my age, isn't he? Like 50 something.
I don't know.
Wait, who are they playing? The Titans.
They play the Browns.
Oh, they're playing the Browns. Yeah, Browns are tough, man. You got to go Tootin. Because the other thing is you got Spears there, right?
Right.
Tajay Spears, and he's coming on pretty good. So
sure.
I think you always got to take the young guy over the old guy in this particular
tough to
case.
watch.
Yeah.
I like this one. Kyle Monangai or Kenny Gainwell.
Oh, Kenny G, boy. He's just a beast, isn't he? Man,
that one's close.
I
would probably go Monangai though.
Really?
No. No. I would go Gainwell.
I think I'm going Gainwell too.
Yeah.
I'm going Gainwell.
I'm going Gainwell because I think the Packers have a better defense than the Ravens defense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Gainwell's, man, When he's getting the ball, he's doing whatever he can to make himself a difference maker
Mm-hmm.
every time, man. And shame the Eagles got rid of him.
They didn't get whatever.
Well, they didn't re-sign him.
No, they didn't. Alec
Right.
Pierce or Cortland Sutton.
Wow, I got to go Cortland Sutton there. I mean, wait, who are the Denver Broncos playing? Wait, Denver, are they even playing this
No,
week?
they do
Yeah.
play this week. I'm blanking on it myself.
I
They
have
play the Raiders.
They play the Raiders?
Yeah, Broncos play the Raiders in Las Vegas this week. Pierce would play the Jags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one's easy. I think that one's Cortland Sutton all day.
Cortland Sutton all day. Because the thing is, with Pierce, there's just so many mouths to feed over. You got Pittman, you got Downs,
Tyler Warren.
You got Kyler Warren, Jonathan Taylor. There's just so many.
Noelle Cox.
Noelle Cox. Absolutely.
Oh man. This one's I don't like that one actually. What if we do Blake Corum or Jordan Mason?
Ooh.
Well, if Jordan Mason's the starter, I don't know. Who do the Rams play? I don't know who the Rams play this week. They play
play the Cardinals.
Okay, and Jordan Mason plays the terrible Commanders.
Right. So you got to go. If Mason's starting,
Mason will have a game if he plays. If
Aaron Jones is out, I think you got to go Jordan Mason.
Yeah, I agree.
But here's the thing on Blake Corum: if you have Kyron Williams, you better. If you have an opportunity to get Corum, you need to get him, because if he does get hurt, he is the guy, and he's an instant step in without missing a beat, man. That's what I saw.
Right.
The kid's good. He's quick, and he runs hard, man. He hits the holes. It's good. It's good stuff. He's a good fantasy guy for sure.
I like this one a lot. Adonai Mitchell or Xavier Worthy.
I'm going to go Mitchell.
Wow.
Worthy, it's the Rice show over there. It's Rice.
It's crazy,
Kelsey. Right? Yeah. I mean,
they got this speedster, and they're not even using him.
I know. Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
It is nuts. The kid is fast, but he's like the third or fourth option for.
It's strange
when he goes back. He's not looking for him. He is looking for Rice on every play.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I don't know.
I know that's probably a
reason why they're 6-6. I believe.
They stink this year, which is good. End of an era. Move on. Finally. They had their time in the sun.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's nice. Terry McLaurin or Zay Flowers?
Wow, scary Terry. Well, here's the thing. Who's the quarterback going to be?
That's another good question.
Is Jane Daniels coming back or no?
I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. I don't think the Commanders know.
Yeah, here's the thing. If Jane Daniels isn't playing, I'm out on all things Commanders, man. Yeah. It's just Mariota he's terrible.
It's a shame.
Yeah, he's just not good. He should start thinking about the booth. Yeah, getting himself ready.
So you're going with Zay Flowers there?
Yeah, Zay Flowers for sure. Although, you got to look at the quarterback there. He hasn't been really laying it. Lamar is really not.
That's also true.
Putting it up. I don't understand what's going on there. And it seems like he doesn't want to run, but then he's not getting the ball down.
Well, I don't think they want him to run. They're terrified.
Right. So I think when you do that, you bottle them up, man, it messes with their brain. Just let them play free. Let them play free. What's natural,
Right.
That's how you're at your best.
Woody Marks or DJ Moore?
Ooh, man.
Woody Marks did come back in the game.
Yeah, he did come back in, and he looked pretty good.
Moore plays the Packers. Marks plays the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football in Arrowhead.
Wow. And I'm going to go Woody Marks.
Wow. That one's
I'll go.
close. I think that one's pretty close.
I don't know. DJ Moore is just so.
I know, and I'm a DJ Moore owner, and I hate him.
I know. It's like such an Adunze thing, but Adunze hasn't even done anything lately.
Adunze peaked week 4, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it for him.
Yeah.
And they just started running the ball.
Yeah, I'm going Marks. I think he might be able to get some stuff done over there.
I think I'm going DJ Moore, and I'm praying he scores. That's it.
All right.
And I think honestly, I think both are touchdown reliant.
Yeah.
On either, so.
Right. I hope you're keeping a tally of all this so we could.
Oh no, not at all.
Oh, that's terrible. Well, we can play back the tape.
Sure.
Because as you know, we're live on YouTube.
Last one,
Right.
Chris Rodriguez or Michael Wilson.
Wow.
Michael Wilson put up not a lot last week.
I know, but that might have been just an off game for him.
That's true. And Marv's hurt again.
Yeah.
But Wilson plays the Rams, and Rodriguez plays the Vikings.
Right. Rodriguez, they both have good matchups.
In Minnesota, my bad.
Both have good matchups. But I'm going to lean towards Wilson because he's at home. And I think they're going to have to pass the ball. And like I said earlier in the show, Brissett could throw 40, 45, God forbid he hits 50 passing attempts because Rams are so good. And I think Wilson could put up some big numbers just on that alone. Right? There's like no running game until what's the running back's name?
Trey Benson.
Until Trey Benson comes back, they have no running game, so all they can do is pass the ball. So I'm going Mike Wilson confidently.
Yeah, I think I would go Michael Wilson too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
What?
How are you looking in your leagues? Are you in the playoffs or?
I'm in the playoffs. As you know, I'm in 30 fantasy leagues. I've made the playoffs in about 21 of them, which is pretty good. Actually, I'm going to say 20. The 21, the 21st one will be the one I was talking about this league on Sunday. I won, and it got me first place in my division. And I have another divisional game for this week. If I have to win this, and I'm guaranteed. It's basically I win, I'm in. I lose, I have to pray.
Right.
Like the guy I beat last week, who was in second. We actually have the same record now, but I'm beaten points by like 160 points. So I have to hope that if I lose, he loses, and I'm in. But if I lose and he wins, I'm out. Like that's kind of where I'm at with this. That's crazy enough. That's the league I'm like so focused on to get it. All the other ones it was like easy breezy. I'm either like the 1, 2, 3, 4 or 4 seed in most of my leagues. So it's pretty good. So hopefully you followed us this year through this awesome journey of fantasy football, and we helped you propel yourself to get into the playoffs, make a nice championship run, right?
That's right. I currently clinched a bye in one league.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I think I'm gonna make the playoffs in all my leagues. So
nice.
That's good.
Nice.
Yeah, I clinched the bye in one league. That's right, and then. Or it might have been 2 leagues. I don't remember. I have to look again. But this week, I think I just kind of have to score points as long as because I'm the number 1 scorer, and as long as I'm still the number 1 scorer, I should be all right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Very good.
Great.
All right. Anything else for the people?
Man, let's just have another great week of football. And thank God this is the last time we have to worry about a bye week. These Biomageddon weeks.
This is where it gets serious,
right?
So
we get back to full strength.
And if you're playing fantasy football to week 18, good luck.
Yeah, yeah.
Good luck.
Week
That's all I'm
18
gonna
stuff,
say.
man.
I mean, normally, because I know playoffs are different now,
It's
different
15,
weeks.
16, 17, mostly all the leagues I'm
For
in. Yeah,
most, right? But some leagues
yeah.
do more than that, and
It's just crazy.
good luck
Just a
with
lot
you.
of teams, guys don't even play week 18. They're
All
already
right.
clinched.
That'll be it for us here at the Kick-Ass Fantasy Football Show. And remember, if you're not playing fantasy football, you're probably waiting for the next season of The Traders. Have a good one, everyone.
Traders.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Kick-Ass Fantasy Football Show. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on Twitter at KAF Football.